Hello, everyone. I'm Will Harmon, a Florida tax lawyer, CPA, and IRS enrolled agent with Harmon Tax Resolution, a tax law firm dedicated to helping those overcome their IRS issues. Now, the purpose of this video is to provide useful information for you to hopefully help you pick the best tax firm to represent you in front of the IRS. Now, there are 4 items that I've selected. It's not an all-inclusive list, but I believe these 4 elements are critical when it goes to choosing which firm would best represent you. Now, the first item that we're going to talk about is going to be for qualified. In order to represent in front of the IRS, you have to either be an attorney, a licensed attorney, a licensed CPA, or a licensed enrolled agent, one of the 3. If you're not one of those 3, you won't be able to represent in front of the IRS. Now, they're not all equal. Now, if you have legal issues, naturally you'd want to go to an attorney. If there's communications that you'd like to see privileged, only an attorney can really grant you that. Now, if your situation involves reconstruction of records, going through certain recordings, having to have schedules recreated, that may lend itself to having a CPA background could best assist you. And naturally, the IRS enrolled agent, they're considered the gold standard among the IRS for tax purposes. However, they don't have the same background that an attorney would have or a CPA. So there are limitations there. Not saying they couldn't do a great job for you, but you'll have to look at your situation to determine whether that would be the best fit. I happen to be all 3, so I have it covered. Now, the next item I'd like to discuss is a plan. Most importantly, diagnosis of that plan. And it's extremely important that whichever tax practitioner you choose does a proper diagnosis, which stems from an investigation. Think of it this way. If you were to break your arm and go into the ER and the doctor there doesn't take an x-ray, but just starts to fix your bone, in all likelihood, it wasn't set properly, you weren't cured, and it's going to cause a lot of additional pain and suffering. The same principle applies in dealing with an IRS issue. It gets worse over time if it's not corrected. So you want someone that's going to talk to you about doing an investigation. What's an investigation? Well, that's where basically the tax practitioner takes your information and then does an IRS pull after you do a power of attorney or an 8821, and then merges that information, looks at your issue, how you've dealt with the IRS as it relates to the Internal Revenue Manual, which will give a track that we want to go on. And that's how we get to the resolution point. That's what a plan is. So now the next item to discuss is fees. And most importantly, transparent fees. Now, what do I mean by transparent? I'm referring to that you are not burdened with a bunch of unexpected or unknown fees going in. Transparency means that the practitioner can give you a good number as to what the fees are going to cost for the services. For me, when someone comes into my office, I produce a fee schedule. No one wants to be sized up when they come in. So whether you pull up in a Yugo or a Rolls Royce, you're going to get a standard fee based on the service. Now with me, fees are plural because I don't give somebody a plan until I've done an investigation because we want to make sure that we're doing exactly what's needed. So there is a fee for the initial investigation, and based on those findings, we'll determine where you fall in the fee structure, and that'll be your fee. And I think it's very important that you know going in what the fee is going to be. And lastly, let's discuss communications. When I say communications, I'm referring to 2 components. One would be the mediums of communication, that the tax practitioner has the ability to communicate with you on a medium that works for you. Let's say it could be a Zoom or some type of online digital communication, Zoom, Teams meeting. It could be through a text, a chat room, could be via phone, could be in person, it could be done via email, or it could be that you're meeting the person at a specific location, whatever works best for you. I've had a client where I've had to do all those in one engagement. So you want someone that can be flexible to meet your needs because communication is so important. If there's something that's not communicated or it's not timely communicated, that could be the difference in the case. So you want to make sure that you tie that up, and that's why I put that one last, because it's extremely important. Now, another element of communications is your comfortability to communicate. So, because you have to be able to give very intricate information about yourself in order for the tax practitioner to help you. Now, just for an example, this is an actual IRS roadmap. You can't really see it too well because it's very granular and this camera's not going to, but you can see it looks like a New York City subway system. So if you call somebody and you have a specific problem, you're going to end up somewhere here. Your starting point's going to be here. So you have to be comfortable in communicating everything surrounding you right in that area. Otherwise, the tax practitioner is not going to be able to zero in and provide the correct output. So you have to be comfortable. If you're not comfortable with sharing and disclosing information with certain individuals, that could be a problem. So, and that's one good thing about being an attorney like I am, is that we have privileged communication. So whatever you share is privileged with us as it pertains to this type of tax resolution work. So, in conclusion, when you're looking to acquire a tax professional to help you with your tax resolution case, please consider the four elements. One, that they're qualified, they're either an attorney, an EA, or a CPA. Two, they have a proper plan in place to help you, so they've done a proper investigation. Three, the fee structure, it's known, so there's no guesswork there. And four, the communication elements are all met. So with that, that should help you make a good decision if you covered those. Now, if there's anything I can be of help with you in this, please feel free to reach out to me. Give me a call or shoot me an email or go into the website and shoot an inquiry and the message board there, and I'll be more than happy to respond. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out, and thank you for your time, and I wish you good resolve with your tax resolution issue.